I'm home.
Took your damn sweet time, huh? Where have you been this whole time? Making Master wait while you went off to play outside, are we?
No, I wasn't. I had some extra work to do today, and it took longer than I thought it would.
Not surprising, since disabled people don't have proper brains and can't work like us normal folk. In any case, I don't frickin' care about why you were late. Just hurry up and fix me some dinner, damn it!
Trouble Busters!
Hello there, kind human. My name is Mia, and I'm a maternity hero in her second month of pregnancy, battling day in and day out against the most despicable case of morning sickness. In my past, during a family trip, I was involved in a pretty terrible accident when our car collided into another. I tragically lost both my parents that day, and I, the lone survivor of the apocalypse, was left with dysfunctional legs, and I was forced to begin a life in a wheelchair. At the time, the shock was too great for me to even get out of bed for a few months, but now, as you can see, my mental health has been restored enough, and I was fortunate enough to meet a wonderful man named Marlin.
We finally got married! Mia, darling. I'm so happy!
So am I. Thank you, Marlin, for choosing to spend the rest of your life with the likes of me.
Oh, didn't I forbid you from saying something like that? You may be in a wheelchair, undeniably, but my love for you is the most real thing in the world, believe me! Mon cher amour. To think that you're gonna marry this beautiful gem. Frankly, I'm jealous of you, my boy.
What exactly do you mean by that, Mr. Sausage Face? Mia is the most beautiful girl in the world, I agree, but never forget that you'll regret insulting me,
Oh, come now. Well, I suppose.
I'd like to see you privately in our room after this, mister.
Oh, no. Regrettably, I have another thing to do after this. Maybe next time.
I was married to the man I love so dearly, and my in-laws were among the kindest human beings ever to walk this beautiful planet. And I was absolutely certain I was going to live a fulfilling married life with Marlin and his family. But unfortunately, I suppose destiny had other ideas about me. It all started about a year ago.
I'm thinking of quitting my job, Mia.
Oh? Quitting your job? Why?
I started to think that maybe working as a Japanese teacher my whole life actually isn't right for me, you know? So I'm thinking about letting go of that job and becoming a writer instead.
A writer? That's quite the ambition, honey.
Yep. Becoming a writer has actually been my real dream ever since I was little. And because I studied in college to become a Japanese teacher and actually worked full-time as one for a few years, I'm confident my writing ability is among the best. But I still need time to find my style and to become a better writer than I am now. So I decided that quitting my job and focusing all of my energy on writing is the right thing to do.
But since you're a civil service worker with a stable salary and a stable future, don't you think you could polish your writing skills as you go to work? I'm just not sure if this nice life of ours can remain the same as you train yourself.
But I think that won't actually work. I really want to become a writer. It's been my dream for more than 25 years. And I'm sure as hell not gonna let anything stand in my way. Understand? And also, what if a novel of mine becomes a bestseller as I'm still working as a Japanese teacher? It would be the bane of my life, honestly.
What do you mean?
It's fundamentally illegal for civil service workers to work another job on the side. In other words, as I go on working as a teacher, the huge amount of money I'm gonna make is all gonna be from a side job, right? That goes against city law, and it's gonna be difficult for me to live a normal life afterwards. What with law reinforcements coming to my doorstep all day, every day.
I see we're moving along with this discussion under the assumption your books are going to sell well. What will we do for money while you're not working?
Part-time work.
Wait, what?
It'll be alright, Mia darling. Trust me. My novels will become popular in no time at all. And then, the money will just come rolling in. I don't think we need to worry about money for the time being.
Honey, I have to ask you again. Please, just think about the whole thing one more time. I want to support you in your pursuit of our lifelong dream, but if the cost of that is a good, stable life together, you'll forgive me. I'm not willing to take that risk. I really don't think this spontaneous plan of yours is going to work as well as you hope.
What the hell, Mia? Are you seriously telling me that I should just give up on my dream and go on working this boring job for another 30 years or so? Just how selfish do you think you are right now?
But
Do you really want to mess up someone else's life for the sake of justifying what you think is right for you? Did that accident turn you into a person that wants to ruin other lives just for the pleasure that comes with it?
Perish the thought. You know that I'm not that kind of person, not in the slightest.
Then why do you insist on squandering my dream of becoming a writer? One of the jobs of being my wife is to support me whenever I wish to accomplish something meaningful in my life, just like I help you out with your predicament. The wives of many successful people on the news told reporters they trusted their husbands to do the right thing, and supported them through and through. And yet you're not open to doing that at all? I find that pretty unfair, Mia.
I'm all for you pursuing your dream, darling. I mean, a writer, what an ambition, and I know you can do it. I'm just not sure quitting your job's the best thing to do given our situation.
You belittle me too much, woman. I will become one of the greatest authors to ever walk this earth. I am a chosen one, with advanced language skills and writing prowess, and I know my own destiny. They say that geniuses walk a lonely, dangerous path with an eccentric character, don't they?
I wouldn't describe quitting your job entirely as something eccentric. I think a more fitting term is downright stupid.
Eh? Did you say something?
No, but are you really gonna go through with quitting your job as a teacher?
But of course, Mia. I'm gonna reach great heights as a renowned author, dear. You'll see.
I know you will, but
What the hell is up with you today? Having the audacity to say things that really sound like you're against me pursuing my dream. How dare you, Mia?
I'm just thinking about our future together.
And what would a disabled woman in a wheelchair understand about me, eh? Don't you dare get cocky about this.
But honey, you have to be realistic about this. You do realize so many people have had the same dream as you, and only a select few of them actually gotten to great heights because they pursued it. Don't get me wrong, your writing's phenomenal, but you're pretty much walking a tightrope without a safety net.
I'm the central pillar of this family, understand? And that means everything this family does, I decide. Am I making myself clear?
And yet, you won't even be the central pillar anymore in the moment you quit your job.
It's settled then. Starting next month, I'm gonna be working a part-time job as I train myself to become a great writer.
No matter what I say, you're not gonna listen to me anyway. In that case, honey, you have my full support, and I really hope you achieve your dream of becoming a great writer. But promise me you'll start another stable job in the event we conceive a child.
Eh?
A life working a part-time job with a child, honey. That's just preposterous. So could you at least pursue your dream part-time when I get pregnant? Please, honey. Please.
Alright, fine. It's a compromise, I guess.
Later on, the money that Marlin made through his part-time job he used up on gallivanting, claiming that everything he was doing was a mere investment in himself. He also made me, a woman in a wheelchair, do most of the housework, including cleaning the rooms upstairs and the bathrooms. Marlin seemed to have become a completely different human being ever since we got married. Such was life for a whole year, and I'm currently in my 2nd month of pregnancy, as you know. I truly hoped he would keep his end of the bargain, but I'm home.
Took your damn sweet time, huh? Where have you been this whole time? Making Master wait while you went off to play outside, are we?
No, I wasn't. I had some extra work to do today, and it took longer than I thought it would.
Not surprising, since disabled people don't have proper brains and can't work like us normal folk. In any case, I don't frickin' care about why you were late. Just hurry up and fix me some dinner, damn it!
All right. Did you have your part-time job today too?
Like frickin' hell there was! I was making preparations to finally spread my wings and fly into the great beyond as a fully fledged writer.
Watching TV as you render the room a cataclysmic vortex of entropy. This is what you call preparations, is it?
Don't underestimate me, woman. In order to soar to great heights, a good writer must first rest his wings, clear his mind, and stabilize his heart. To find inspiration is an act of meditation, you see, and one cannot do so without peace and quiet in a location they believe they are safe from the vicissitudes of the outside world. And this is exactly what I'm doing these days.
I give up. This isn't gonna work. I really have to talk some sense into this guy.
Enough about this stupid nonsense. Hurry up and fix me dinner. I'm starving here.
Now hold on a second, Marlin. Morning sickness today is ridiculous. Even talking to anyone right now is a battle to keep the barfing at bay. Please help me to the bathroom.
What's this? Playing doctor and patient now, are we?
Ugh.
Oh, what the hell? That's frickin' disgusting, Mia. What a bitch. Why did you have to become reflux, hero of indigestion all of a sudden, Mia? God damn! Even the rice you probably ate for lunch isn't even digested. I trust you're gonna get your barfing ass to the ground and find some way to clean up this disgusting mess, eh? The hell? What am I, your butler or something? Get one yourself, woman. More importantly, clean up this frickin' mess. And hurry on up with the cooking, damn it! The fact I still have an appetite after seeing you hacking up your stomach is impressive though, I gotta say.
Sorry. I guess I should have barfed a little more powerfully than I could have gotten him. No, even worse than that, I probably should have barfed onto the monster's back for all I care. He doesn't seem to show the slightest sign that he cares about my health, even when I'm undeniably struggling against this stupid morning sickness. He even went on to laugh when I vomited everywhere, and just when I thought he would offer some consolation, when he opened his mouth, he only goes on about complaining and demanding that I make him dinner. I'm not usually the kind of person who takes a stand against people, but this ridiculous attitude of Marlin's was simply too much. Listen, honey, as you can probably guess by now, I'm pregnant. And along with that comes with a little friend known as morning sickness, which can be the worst experience for many people. I'm apparently one of those people, and I'd like to ask you to help me out with the housework until the nightmare blows over. Is that all right?
And why the frick does His Majesty have to do something tedious and stupid like that? You've been doing everything up until now. You're just fine doing everything on your own, and I don't want to do anything.
It's especially hard for me since I'm doing housework even when I'm in a wheelchair. And you still insist that I do everything. When the difficulty level of such a task has become overwhelming because of the morning sickness.
So? I don't have any obligation to do some of the work now, do I?
That's what I'm asking you, honey. Only until the morning sickness blows over. Please, honey, for us.
Fine, you freaking win. How long until the morning sickness blows over?
I don't know exactly. Maybe a month or two?
What the hell? Is it really that freaking long? That's a deal breaker, Mia. There's no way I'm gonna be able to survive that long. Doing measly house chores like cleaning and washing and shit like that.
What? But why?
Because of one simple stupid reason. Because it's just so freaking tedious. In any case, taking care of the home is the woman's job in the marriage, ain't it? I don't have the time to do stupid housework when I'm preparing myself for the new title that is writer extraordinaire.
And that's exactly why I'm also going off to work every morning so that I can support you and provide enough for you while you pursue your dream.
Listen here. You're not under the false assumption that you're the only one working around here, are you? Granted, I switched from a full-time job to a part-time job in the middle of last year. But do you know how twisted I feel to be bossed around by people younger than me at work? I don't think it's even remotely human to tell someone working in a difficult environment, but still providing well for the family, that they also have to help out with the housework. We're both working to achieve the same goal here, a happy life together. That's why I'm making efforts at home to achieve a dream that will provide more than enough for us. And that's why you have to do the housework around here, so I can focus and make sure my ambitions become a reality.
Why must you condescend me like that all the time? This isn't even like what we discussed in the beginning at all, is it? You promised me before you started working part-time 1 year ago. You promised that you would pursue your dream wholeheartedly until we conceived a child, and then you would find another stable job. That's what you said. That's what you vowed to do, and now it's time. I'm pregnant now. When exactly are you going to hold up your end of the bargain? And also, I've never seen you in front of your desk writing something, even once in the past year.
Look who's talking now. Who told you you have the right to say stupid bullshit like that even though you're a handicapped little bitch? Want me to make sure you can't use your frickin' mouth in the same way you can't use your own 2 chicken legs?
But it's the truth though, isn't it?
I think it's time you grow up and understand your frickin' place in this house, you useless hag. A disabled bitch who lost her stupid parents in the same accident that took her legs away. What's the frickin' beauty in that? And yet I married you, and I expect you to never stop thanking me for that. I suggest you show some respect, because all you ever do when you open your stupid mouth is complain non-stop 24/7. If I'd never married you, you'd be crawling in the sewers in the disgusting underbelly of the city by now. What have you got to say for yourself?
But I never once complained, and that's the truth. I'm also asking you politely that you help me out with the housework because my life right now is very hard, believe me. You've seen it yourself a few moments ago when I turned the floor into a biohazard. And the promise to find another stable job is still a promise, right?
No, it's not. You just want to find a way to finally relax after all this very hard life stuff, don't you? You can finally slack off on your part when you make me do the housework, eh? That's what you're really thinking, you stupid whore. Admit it!
I'm telling you, I'm...
Enough with all the excuses, damn it! Can't do simple, easy housework because your stupid morning sickness is too much to handle, eh? In that case, I suggest you eliminate the cause of your misery, which is the goddamn baby in your belly!
Marlin! Why would you say such a terrible thing? This baby inside has a life as precious as yours and mine, you know.
But it ain't my goddamn life, so what do I care? Mark my words, I'm going to get rid of every single thing that's interfering with how I want to live my life. Once that tiny brain of yours finally understands what I mean here, get your bitch ass over to the hospital and do the frickin' job already.
I'm not getting an abortion, damn it. You have to stop with all of this. This is getting out of hand. Do you even realize what you're saying? You're actively telling me to kill your own child.
If you can't frickin' do such a simple thing like that, then the only alternative I think we have is divorce. And remember what I said, you're a handicapped woman without any parents. Who would want to marry someone like you in the event you divorce His Majesty? Do that and your life will be the stuff of nightmares, living alone, weak, hungry, disabled, homeless, on the streets, begging for coins to buy a mere chocolate bar to survive another month.
A divorce?
Think a disabled person like you can frickin' raise a child, huh? Or perhaps you could calculate the plan to make your own child disabled, so that you get some support from the city, eh? Since you are a witch that wants her husband, the central pillar of the family, to help out with the housework after all, that ball of shit in your belly can't even think, much less understand what's going on out here.
Wait, honey, please calm down and think about what you're saying. Divorce? Abortion?
Oh, I'm always calm and cool-headed, you know? And I've been thinking about us lately, and I've come to the conclusion that this isn't going to work.
What?
I have the divorce documents right there. Go on then, sign them. Hurry up. Come on, sign them, damn it. Do you not understand English? Write your signature. Here, at the bottom. I already signed it myself, you know. Go on, sign it.
Leaving the fact that I got 115 out of 120 on the TOEFL IBT test aside, I'm freaking finished. I ripped the divorce documents from Marlin's hand and returned to my room. The moment I slammed the door shut, a great deal of emotions raged within me, and before I knew it, I felt tears running down my cheeks. The fact that I'm disabled alone should be enough to make anyone realize that doing the housework is quite the hardship. But when morning sickness joins the rave, it's an actual impossibility. My anger and sadness towards Marlin, towards allowing myself to adhere to his wishes by going off to work during the day and doing what I can around the house when I come back home, started to become too overwhelming to bear. The baby's growing well, Miss Mia. So it's going fine? Thank you, doctor. That's a big relief. Perhaps you have some concerns. What's the matter? You need not hold back, Miss Mia. Pregnancy comes with a lot of anxiety and uncertainty, and what's important is to never be afraid to ask anyone about them. Even if it's something tiny, please go on ahead. I'll listen to anything you have. Thank you. It was so kind of her to support me, but to try telling someone that isn't even family about what despicable things you're thinking. It literally meant I was willing to have my own beautiful baby destroyed, making me a serial killer in the process. But if it meant getting an abortion, I had no choice but to inform the hospital of my wishes. I decided to go to the waiting room for some time to prepare myself before adhering to her kindness and telling her everything. Bearing an unwanted child will bring sorrow and despair not only to me, but to the child in life as well. In that sense, it's for its sake. Maybe it really is best to get the job done. I'm saving it from a life without love and without happiness. Talk about divine timing, because right as I was making up my mind, I received a message from my mother-in-law, Miss Hillary. What? I read the message, the words burning into my mind, and before I knew it, I'd pretty much memorized the whole thing by heart. I put my phone away, turned around, and made for the door. And I decided that I would have my revenge on Marlin. He turned my once happy life into one of misery and struggle, and I wasn't going to forgive for that. Not in a billion years. Just you wait, Marlin Wiggins. You'll regret ever making me angry. Troublebusters initiate.
So you finally decided to come back home. Where the frick have you been this whole time?
I was at the hospital, actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. You finally did the job, did you?
That's right, I got an abortion just as you asked, since I have no intention of having any children with the likes of you, Marlin.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Wait, what? You got an abortion?
Need I remind you, you asked me to get an abortion yourself.
What's the actual frick? How could you do something like that? Do you really do everything you're told? Even if it means destroying your own...
But you told me to. Marlin went on to call his parents, told them what happened, hung up, and went on to brutally insult me until they would arrive. Now you know how much of a blockhead Marlin really is. He never wanted me to get an abortion. He thought that saying such a nasty thing to me would make me want to give in to his wishes to leave him alone and become his own slave girl. And when my in-laws arrived, Mr. Wiggins came storming in through the door, his face redder than a tomato. The sight was funny at first, I have to admit, but as he approached Marlin and I, it became more and more intimidating. Frankly, I was scared he'd strike me.
How dare you, you shameless hussy! What exactly do you think life is? Some expendable thing you throw away just like you throw away a rotten banana peel?
Please, Mr. Wiggins, allow me to explain. I merely did what Marlin told me to do.
Don't go about pointing your treasonous fingers at me, you bitch! Dad, listen. This woman's been complaining that the child's been a huge hassle, you see. Even when I begged her to raise it well.
Now hang on, don't you go running away from your rightful responsibilities.
I never once told her to get the child aborted, Dad. Honest to God. And yet this hag went along and did the unthinkable without so much as a, he told me to do it. You traitor! Have you no idea of the shame you caused us because of your irresponsible actions? You surely had something happen to that oatmeal brain of yours long before you ever became disabled, didn't you? You're an absolutely hideous person. One who doesn't cherish the life of a child as the most precious thing in the world. You're not even human anymore at this point. You're a cannibalistic barbarian and nothing else. If you're gonna go about destroying your own child's life, you better make things right by destroying your own.
Mr. Wiggins, what exactly has been tripping you up here until now? It was never my idea to get the child aborted because I'm not a terrible person, as you claim I am. It was all Marlin's suggestion, and he blackmailed me into doing the unthinkable. Me, my own child? You have no idea how much pain I went through knowing I was committing an atrocity.
And who will ever believe a frickin' liar like you, eh? No one will. You hear me? No one.
Will you believe me if I showed you the recorded footage then? The conversation we had when I came home, everything was recorded.
You finally did the job, did you? Well, who would ever think you'd actually do the job? Would you steal something if I told you to steal it? This is exactly the same thing. No one ever expects them to do it. That's why they say it. I agree. You're definitely screwed in the head. You have to be.
Oh, shut the hell up already!
Huh?
I was just listening to you two idiots from the beginning. And I have to say, I've never been more ashamed in my life. And Marlin, I know all about the terrible things you did. Mia herself told me everything, every last detail.
What?
The fact that you went and quit your job without even properly consulting her, or us. The fact that you forced her to do all of the housework even though she's in a wheelchair, and above all else, the fact that you actually told her to abort the baby. Can't believe my own son would do such a thing. I'm starting to believe I failed miserably in raising you to be a gentleman I always wished you would become.
But the fact remains, it was Mia that went and did the job, and you can't deny it. I agree, Hillary. They do say that the amount of convincing and even force is irrelevant if the pregnant went and did the job. She has to accept full responsibility for what she'd done.
Enough goddamn excuses, you useless swine! Even worse than some of those spoiled brats we see in British dramas, honestly. And now look, you're getting a divorce, Marlin.
Wait, what?
The divorce document that you made me sign, I brought it to the city hall after going to the hospital as we arranged. And I submitted it. You pressured me to hurry up and sign them, and that's why I had to, you see.
What did you go and do that load of bullshit for?
On that day, I was waiting in the gynecologist. Miss Hillary sent me this important message that changed everything. I know how hard pregnant life can be, Mia dear, so I hope you do come to me for advice. At that moment, I had reached my limit with everything going on, and with what I was about to do, so I mustered the courage to tell her every last detail of the last year. Upon discovering the truth about Marlin and his heinous deeds, she flew into a rage, and this is how she and I joined forces so that I could exact my revenge on Marlin, who caused me so much pain and anguish for such a long time. Enough of this, I'm putting an end to it!
Shut up, Mom! You have no business in this!
Maybe you're right. Maybe it isn't my business at all. Here's one thing I know for certain can be true. I'm the one who understands Mia's pain the most by far.
Eh?
Isn't that right, Sean?
Honey, no.
You did almost exactly the same thing to me when we were younger, didn't you? Rewind your mind to about 25 years ago when we first discovered I was pregnant with Marlin. You quit your job all of a sudden without ever telling me beforehand, switched to a part-time job, and never ever helped me out with the housework. Even when I was diagnosed with a hernia, you forced me to do most of the heavy labor around the house.
But that's...
Maybe it's because Marlin's your goddamn son that he went and had the audacity to do the same thing to Mia here. Like father, like son, you two are pieces of shit.
Dad...
You'll forgive me, but I'm also gonna divorce you, Sean. I never truly noticed how much of a miserable time you gave me. But upon hearing about what's been going on to Mia, I know now all too well how much of a blockhead slimebag you really are. And I'm gonna make you pay for it.
No, wait, hold on, dear. Don't go. I agree, guys. You gotta think about this rationally. We can make another child. Let's start over, Mia. Darling, please.
Yeah, I'll pass. I never even aborted our child in the first place, so I'm not that stupid, you know.
Oh, thank God. Don't scare me like that, darling. Please. Oh, this is a huge relief. Now everything's back to normal. Which means the divorces are both annulled, I suppose. This is so great, Dad. I was so worried for a moment there. I just knew I was gonna shit my pants. But, huzzah! Everything's back to the way it was now. Same, my boy, same. I'm pretty sure I actually did shit my pants, honestly. Wait, seriously? Now, don't go about getting too relieved, Dad, or you'll be on cleaning duty for the next month.
How many times do I have to raise my voice for you two to understand what the frick's going on here? You stupid maggots.
Hey!
There it is again. Only thinking about yourselves and never about the well-being of others. There's absolutely no way Mia and I are gonna stay with the likes of you goddamn insects. And don't even think about talking to us ever again, or I swear I'll make you understand what real pain is.
Now, hang on a sec. Mia, you're a disabled woman. How are you gonna be able to take care of yourself? Not to mention a child's on the way. There's no way you're gonna be able to raise it on your own.
Miss Hillary here is gonna help me with that little predicament, so I'm sure I have nothing to worry about.
I can't allow this. Without your work providing enough for us, how in the world would I ever get by? I have my dream to pursue, remember? That goes for me too. I don't have any retirement bonus nor anything else. Please, anything but divorce.
Now that's the face I enjoy seeing in the people I despise, the look of hopelessness in life and sheer terror of the future. It's exactly what I wanted to see coming from Marlin and Sean, the two scumbags who'd ruined our lives. It's our final statement, and you two will never speak or see us ever again. In the event that you do, we're gonna think of whatever legal ways we can to get rid of the two goddamn parasites you are. Now be gone! Miss Hillary proceeded to brutally kick both men out of the house right after she said that. Thereafter, she went on to divorce her husband without any problems arising, and we both began a new life alone. The house I was living in had always been under my name, and Miss Hillary's place had always been under hers, so neither of us had any problems with finding a place to live. But Sean and Marlin, being two part-timers, now currently live in a small, crumbling apartment. By the time my belly was becoming considerably swollen, Miss Hillary sold her house off and was so kind as to come stay with me. Everything about the house, the cleaning, the cooking, the washing and dishing, as well as other things like errands, were all taken care of by Miss Hillary. She's been amazing to the point of divinity when it came to taking care of me as a pregnant maiden. By the way, dear, it seems like that idiot ex of mine and my crackpot son are living together, the two of them. Money's always tight, apparently. They live off of part-time earnings, after all. And that cramped apartment of theirs, they're apparently arguing loudly about who's going to pay the water, electricity, and the food. Are they the kind of neighbors that they're arguing so loudly you can hear them through the walls of the building? Yep, you nailed it. I wouldn't be surprised if someone complained to the police about their racket. By the way, why did that idiot Marlin quit his job? He went on and on about how he wanted to become a writer. A writer, my sweet patootie. There's no way he's going to be good enough to even publish a children's book. Yes, I don't think so either, but I thought everyone had a chance to become a great writer. I suppose. Perhaps my optimistic thinking got the better of me. That will not happen with that stupid child. I guarantee it will never become a reality. How can you guarantee it, Miss Hillary? You can't even imagine how his actions toward fame and wealth could possibly cause you so much pain and suffering during his time with you, right? A person who doesn't even have the common sense nor the brains to comprehend another person's pain will never write a single meaningful sentence, much less an entire novel. Well, I mean, when you put it that way, it's only too obvious. Trouble Busters.